What's up, everybody? Welcome back. New video. Just getting out of yoga. As you may or may not know, I've been on this. I set this goal to combine with my cut to do 35 straight days of yoga. So when it started, it was 35 days until I would fly back to Belgium. Just finished my 4th session in 4 days. I love yoga and I want to get better at it, and it's also just a great way to up the cardio. I sweat more in a yoga class, and my classes are 90 minutes, guys. 90 minutes. It's not like, I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about yoga being easy and being soft. Like, it's intense, I'm telling you. So yeah, getting into it, really liking it. Today I want to talk about some things that have been on my mind. Not feeling the best. First of all, I never really get homesick. Like, it's not something that really happens to me. But I feel like last couple of days I have been yearning to spend some time with my family. It's been almost 6 months since I've last seen them, and it's starting to weigh on me, which is interesting because normally it doesn't happen. But I feel like it ties in to a bigger frustration of mine, if you will, that I've been experiencing. I just feel like recently I've had a few events as it pertains to people and relationships and friendships that have kind of disappointed me. As you guys know, I talk about expectations a lot, and a lot of current philosophies and gurus preach not to have expectations. I resent that. I think expectations is the fabric that holds communities and friendships together. I think it's a beautiful thing to have expectations of one another and to successfully fulfill those. And I've mentioned this before, but when I was younger, I was basically an insecure asshole. And it's not like I was a bad person, but I was just like, yeah, like an asshole, like a, you know. And then I got older and I learned about myself, and I feel pretty confident saying that for the past, at least for the past 10 years, maybe past 8 years, I've been consciously trying to be the best person I can be. Like, I make an effort to really care about people, care about my friends, stuff like that, you know. I'm very mindful, or at least I try to be. And I feel like maybe it's because I'm like 2 years and 2 months into living in Mexico City. I feel like recently I've been experiencing a certain fatigue. I have a theory that, like, it's no, I don't think it's a coincidence that we always have the most frustrations or the most fights or the most conflict with the people that we've known the longest. And that's also why new friendships and new relationships always feel and seem so much better, you know? But then, so now I'm getting to this point where I have people that I've known here in Mexico for more than a year and a half, some even 2 years. And honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I've lost quite a few friends in the past 4 months. It's kind of crazy. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's a byproduct of getting to know each other better, and then, you know, the novelty wears off and you start seeing negative patterns. And I'm not saying that I'm definitely not exempt from blame or imperfections. or maybe sometimes not showing up and not being the best friend. But in general, I try, and if people communicate a certain disappointment in me, I try to keep it in mind, and I try to do better. But I don't know. I've been getting kind of let down and disappointed myself with people that I used to consider good friends here in Mexico City. And like the main thing I would say, my main frustration at this point usually stems from like my biggest gripe in this city, or with the people that I know in the city. It's just like the inability to commit to anything, like specifically in terms of making plans. Like today is Saturday. People here just don't really wanna. It's hard to get someone. It's so hard. Like, because I'm an organizer. I'm somebody who likes to plan, likes to organize things. Life hack: if you want to make things happen in life, if you like doing things, if you like getting out there and being active and being adventurous, you can't just like go with the flow all the time. You need to plan. Like if you want to take a trip somewhere, like you gotta buy bus tickets, you gotta like map it out, you gotta book an Airbnb, like, or not even that. Like if you're just trying to do something on a Saturday, it doesn't even involve travel. Like, but you need but you want to do it with a group. Like you gotta plan that stuff, and just people here just don't like doing that, or then if you have an agreement, then the day itself they change the details, and I'm just starting to get really tired of that. Like it's really starting to weigh on me, and I'm just noticing myself pulling back, where because I feel like, you know, I don't mind organizing and taking charge of like stuff, but if I'm always met with like inconsistency and people bailing or people flaking, I don't know, it's just exhausting, and I feel pretty tired, and I'm getting a little bit bitter and resentful, and lately I've kind of been feeling, just being super honest here, I'm just kind of like, fuck this shit. Like, why am I'm kind of tired of trying to be a good friend and good person, and actively, you know, monitoring what I say and what I think, and I'm just getting to a point where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be a little bit more blunt again. I'm gonna be a little bit more, you know, show a little bit less empathy, because I'm getting to a point where I don't really care anymore that I offend people, because like the whole thing is like, because yeah, people are sensitive, man. People are so goddamn sensitive. Granted, I have a big mouth and I have a strong opinion, so but I'm always aware of that, and then so I try to be, you know, I try to be very gentle and all these things, but I do that for a reason. But then I just feel now that it doesn't matter, because I'm not getting, like I'm not getting out of it what I put into it, and I almost feel myself becoming a little bit self-destructive, in the sense that I don't really, yeah, I know when somebody says I don't care, they care a lot, but I'm really starting to get annoyed and frustrated, and I'm just starting to be more direct again, a little bit back to my old ways. It's a shame that people just really mistake kindness and flexibility for weakness. They just do. It's just the way it always has to be, and it's a sad realization, but it's true. And I'll give you guys some examples of what I've been doing, and I know it's gonna sound so corny, it's gonna sound so lame, but it doesn't matter. So like, for example, this is about to be, but like, you'll try to make plans with someone, you know, and then either they're never available, or they basically, I've even had like someone tell me like, hey, you know, like maybe we should take some, like, you know, some space, like I'm not feeling it lately, which is fine, which is fair, or they'll say they're too busy and they feel like you're being demanding. But like, one of my biggest pet peeves is, that's cool and all, but those are the same goddamn people that when I post an Instagram story, and yes, I check who watches my story, just like everybody fucking else. Like, I'll post a story, within 5 minutes, that exact person will have seen the story. And not just once, not one time, like every single time. You know, it's kind of the same as like when you're talking to a girl and it just takes ages for her to respond to you. There's always like these hours in between, and then they basically claim the whole like, oh, I'm not on my phone all the time, I'm in the present moment, I don't like to be on my phone. But then anytime you spend time with them, they're on their goddamn phone the whole time. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I see your habits. Like, clearly you are pragmatically choosing to not reply because you just think it's like, you know, whatever. It's a power play, or it's a way to just, you know, keep attention. I don't know. All that stuff has been bothering me. I was talking to this girl. This is like months ago, right? And I was talking to her for like months. I met her in the park and talking. We made all these plans, and I'm embarrassed to say it, but on 3 different occasions, we made actual plans, like a time and a date. And then when the time came to meet, she would just stop responding and she would ghost me. And then she would come back like a week later, like nothing happened. And honestly, yeah, if that happens once, you should be like, what the fuck is this shit? But you know, trying to avoid conflict, trying to be patient, trying to have empathy for potential things that could have happened. So like up until, you know, so it happened twice. Then I stopped talking to her, and then she reached out again, and I was like, you know what? All right, like let me. So then we made another plan, and then again, she literally just ghosted me. So I was like, I can't believe I got caught. It happened again, right? So I stopped talking to her, right? I didn't even address it. And then like this morning I'll wake up. I unfollowed her, like all this stuff, to make it clear, like this is lame, this is whack. And then this morning I wake up and I have like, she's watching like all of my stories again. Just always like this bullshit manipulation tactic of like, hey, I'm here, I'm watching your lives, like look at me. And so I just texted her like on Instagram, and I was just like, you're fucking weird. Like, why do you do this? Why do you make plans with me, then you continue to ghost me, and then come back watching all my stories, clearly wanting my attention? Like, you're fucking weird, you know? And then her responses, so it's like, what? Like, playing dumb. I don't know. I just kind of hate this whole. I'm getting really sick of this whole, like, everybody's so cool. Nobody wants to be vulnerable. Nobody wants to share their emotions. Nobody wants to, like, say what it is. Everybody's just fucking obsessed with coming across like nothing phases them. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got options. No, like, all these people, most of them that I know, and, like, in rare moments of honesty, most of them are struggling. They're always complaining about being lonely and depressed. Like, they're unhappy as shit. But then they can't seem to string together a couple of healthy human interactions. Like, it's so weird, man. And I'm getting kind of sick of it. And to protect my energy and to protect myself from becoming bitter, I've kind of decided to just be more raw again. I'm gonna start calling shit out. And because being gentle and being kind of soft and being nice also has already cost me some friendships. So it's like, clearly, like, I'm making that effort, a conscious effort, which is taking energy out of me. And it's not even, like, really paying off. So I guess my conclusion is that might as well just be my unapologetic self, be a little bit more rough and direct, because yeah, I don't see the point in going the other way anymore. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I know this maybe sounds like a little bit of a cringy topic, like I get it, but that is like what's happening inside of my heart and my mind, and I think it's important that I vent that, because I have a feeling that I'm not the only one. I have a feeling that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. So that's it, basically, guys. That's what I wanted to talk about. Today is May 31st, so I have exactly 1 month left before going back to Belgium. And so I fully intend on focusing on yoga, getting absolutely shredded. Guys, this is gonna be my most legendary cut. I wanna get as lean as I possibly can and just get like, I feel like when it comes to bodybuilding, you have to pick. There's two games that you can play. You can only be, special in two ways. You can play the mask game, so just being freakishly big and being outlandishly big and muscular, or you can play the lean game and being natural and being so tall. I'm never gonna win the mask game. I'm just gonna look fat. So that's kind of my philosophy. I'm going all in on playing the lean game and just getting that Greek statue physique. That's what we're aiming at. So let's see if we can make it happen. I love this fountain. Alright, I'm gonna have breakfast, take a shower, and go watch the Champions League finals. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for riding with me, and I'll be back real soon with more videos. Peace out.